Hey, new scientists! Dr. Chernoff here, and welcome back to another edition of Statistics for the New Social Scientist. Today, we're going to talk about checking regression assumptions using SPSS. So the first thing you want to do is open up your data set. So here I've got the data set opened up in SPSS, all ready for analysis. So the first thing that we do so that we can check our regression assumptions is we check whether or not the distributions of the variables safety feeling and fear of crime are normally distributed. So we go up to Graphs, click Chart Builder, click OK. We then go to the Choose From list, click on Histogram, click on the histogram image, drag it into this white box. We then scroll down, and then we click on the variable fear of crime and drag it to where it says X-axis. We then click OK. We then go back to Graphs, go to Chart Builder, click OK, scroll down, find our variable for safety feeling, click on it, and drag it to where it says X-axis once again. We then click OK. So now you see we've got two histograms, one for fear of crime and the other for safety feeling. And if we look at these histograms, they both look normally distributed enough. Now the second thing we want to do is we want to create a scatter plot between our independent variable and our dependent variable. So this is our linearity assumption. So we go back to Graphs, Chart Builder, click OK. We then can click Reset, go down to Scatter/Dot, click on this first image and drag it into this large box here. We then scroll down, take our independent variable, your safety feeling, add it to our X-axis, take fear of crime, make that our Y-axis, and then click OK. So here we have our scatter plot. We can look at the scattering of dots and see that there is a negative relationship. So next is we calculate our residuals. So to calculate residuals, we go up to Analyze, we then go down to Regression, and then we click on Linear. From this list of variables to the left, we then scroll down and we identify our dependent variable. So here I click on fear of crime, and then I click on this right-facing arrow. I then go down to safety feeling, click on that, and then I click on this right-facing arrow. So here we have fear of crime as our dependent variable and safety feeling as our independent variable. Now to get our residuals, what we do is we click on the Save button, and then in this Residuals section, we check the box next to Unstandardized. We then click Continue, and then OK. So here in the Statistics Viewer, we get all of our usual regression output. Now what we're interested in are our residuals. So if we click back to the Data Editor, and we go to Data View, and we scroll all the way to the right, what we see is we have this new variable here called res1. So next we want to make sure that our residuals are normally distributed. So we go up to Graphs, Chart Builder, click OK. We then go to the Choose From list, click on Histogram, click on this picture of a histogram, and drag it into this box. We then scroll down, and we look for these words that are unstandardized residual. You might also see the word res1. So click on that, and then drag it to where it says X-axis. We then click OK. And here we have our histogram of our residuals. And we can see that for the most part, they look normally distributed. We then want to check to make sure that the residuals are not correlated with our independent variable. So here we can go to Analyze. We can then go to Correlate, Bivariate, click Reset. We then scroll down and look for our independent variable. So here's safety feeling. Click on the right-facing arrow. We then click on our residuals. Click on this right-facing arrow. We then click OK. So here we get our Pearson correlation coefficient. So it's this value in the upper right-hand corner of this table. And we see that it equals 0, which is what we want. We then test for heteroskedasticity. So to do that, we go up to Graphs, Chart Builder, click OK, click Reset. From the Choose From list, we click on Scatter/Dot, click on the first image, drag it to the box. We then scroll down. We then take our unstandardized residuals. We make that our y-axis. We then go to Safety Feeling, click on that, drag it and make it our x-axis. So here we get our scatter plot, and we have this rather uniform looking scattering of dots. So remember, when looking at this plot, we don't want to look too long, we just want to look at it, and if we see any overt patterns, then we know we have a problem. So if you see any fan-shaped patterns, then our data are not good enough for conducting a test of hypotheses. Okay, so that's it. That's how you use SPSS to calculate residuals, and then use those residuals to verify whether or not your regression assumptions have been violated or not. The rest of the assignment is now up to you.